my name is Junjie Zheng from English Department, National Taiwan Normal University. In this presentation, I will be talking about how high school English teachers taught close reading using mashups. The whole presentation is organized into introduction, some concepts relevant to this study, methodology, findings, discussion, and conclusion. In the 21st century, language learners have been surrounded with the new media and technology. They are expected to develop skills in reading various multimodal texts, where language is integrated with the audios and visuals. However, EFL high school teachers in Taiwan tend to focus on the linguistic aspect of teaching. So students would lack an ability to read and compose multimodal text. For example, reading comprehension is a common practice. Learners are generally encouraged to understand text meanings by responding to the reading comprehension questions given by their teachers. However, this instructional method may not fully enable students to effectively understand and interpret multimodal text because they generally lack an opportunity to construct meanings as a result of the interaction between language and images. So, to help solve this problem, the present study invited 5 high school English teachers to develop multimodal pedagogy, in which their students can enhance their critical reading skills using multimodal resources. And this is the research purpose of the study. Before moving on to how I run a project to achieve the research purpose, I would like to introduce some concepts. The first concept is social semiotics, which describes the complex ways in which a range of modes are selected and orchestrated to make meaning. More specifically, verbal, visual, and other semiotic resources are combined to achieve specific communicative purposes. In this sense, novice language learners might not be able to write up their own personal emotions, but they are more likely to do so using visuals. Another concept is close reading, which requires readers to go beyond a basic understanding of the text. Readers would put detailed analytical interpretations on textual meanings in the levels of words, sentences, and paragraphs. In general, when students do close reading, they would first select a complex text for close reading, then doing initial reading, making annotations, doing repeated reading, raising text-dependent questions, and responding to the text. In particular, when students make annotations, they may underline main ideas, circle unclear words and phrases, and write notes to summarize the text. This procedure can enable teachers to understand students' thinking. In order to make annotations operational in close reading, the present study adopts Fung and Schicklep-Grell's functional language analysis framework. First of all, ideational meanings involves what a text is about, so readers can identify information with regard to who, what, how, when, and where. Next, textual meaning is concerned with how a text is organized, so readers would focus on illustrating how the article is organized and how cohesion is established. Finally, interpersonal meaning deals with what the author's perspective is, so readers would analyze word choices for the author's attitude and perspectives. The last concept is mashup, which describes the process of combining various forms of text and media in an educational setting. One of the ways to mesh up in reading classes is via BookSnap. It is an instructional activity in which students use their smartphone camera to snap a certain book page and then make annotations on it through picture editing software. BookSnap was adopted in the present study with an aim to explore how English teachers apply BookSnap to close reading instructions. So what the present study would like to see is, what did the teachers attend to? What did they highlight? What were the organizing principles behind a particular layout of a BookSnap? Did the teachers have a preference for particular visual resources? These questions would determine how the multimodal resources are combined in the layout space in order to promote students' critical thinking. So, two research questions are framed to explore close reading through BookSnap. How did English teachers apply BookSnap to the teaching of close reading? What were the problems or challenges that teachers encounter when their students engage in close reading using BookSnap? With regard to methodology, 5 in-service senior high school English teachers participated in the present study. The 5 teachers learned to apply BookSnap to the teaching of close reading with the guidance of the researcher. In particular, they were trained to operate the PicCollage app, which is the BookSnap software used in the present study. This app offers some semiotic resources such as colors, lines, text boxes, images, and emojis. As for the ways to collect data, the first research question was answered using data collected from lesson plans, think-aloud, and individual interviews. The second research question was answered using data collected from classroom observations, the teacher's reflection reports, and individual interviews. So now let's see how students do close reading using BookSnap. Okay, what you watch in the video involves students making annotations with the PicCollage app on the iPad. For example, the teachers would guide their students to underline unclear words or sentences, circle transitional words for text cohesion, and add emojis for indicating the author's attitude. Next, I will report on findings, how the teachers incorporated BookSnap activities into the teaching of close reading, and contextual problems and solutions. In identifying ideational meanings, the teachers would use semiotic tools such as underline, circle, text box, emojis, and images. It is often seen that the underlying keywords or messages and enhance them via the use of text, emojis, or images. The reasons for using these semiotic tools are: underlining can help locate adjectives and adverbs easily. Circling words is highly intuitive. By circling words, we can direct students' attention to key information such as meaning rather than grammar. However, when the teachers use underline, circle, they had one concern about the two semiotic tools. If students still don't understand the meaning of the circle words, they would use text box to enhance the what during reading. As you see the screenshot of the annotations made by one teacher, Shilin Night Market here is underlined to indicate the information of what. Another case is to add emojis for enhancing the effective meaning of a passage. As you can see the screen shot, an emoji associated with the crying face was used to indicate the character's value, which is expressed in the passage. After 6 months, I couldn't see the value in it. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and so on and so forth. So I decided to drop out. This is the author's frustration. The other case deal with enhancing text meaning with images. As one teacher say, pictures allow students to enhance the concept in this article. Once students grasp the concept, they will find the corresponding picture. This way, while they can add some art into their reading, they can comprehend the article thoroughly. The pictures refer to the aliens on the screenshot to enhance the meaning of the word aliens in the passage. Another aspect of annotation is to figure out textual meanings. It was found that the teacher would highlight text structure, for example, circling time phrases to indicate chronological order via arrows. As you can see, the time phrases circled on the screenshot, they are made connected via arrows. As one teacher stated, I would guide them to think about how the genre like diaries is represented. This article focuses more on the concept of time, such as time order. In this case, I would invite my students to circle it. The same teacher also say, by going back and forth, I can guide students to make connections by using arrows to indicate time points. Lastly, the teachers also identify interpersonal meaning, using emojis for the author's positive and negative emotions. As you can see the passage on the screenshot, the author stated, I still remember the night before my first day of high school. I wanted to look perfect on the first day. The tone revealed in this passage shows the character's self-confidence. To enhance reading using emojis, one teacher stated, it is important to find a suitable visual element to match what students have identified in the article. By doing so, they are comprehending at a level that is beyond reading itself. They even have to contemplate on how to represent their understanding of the text. Another major finding is concerned with what contextual problems the teachers encounter and how the teachers solve them. The first challenge is time consumption. The teachers spend so much time on teaching preparations and training students to operate the iPad and PicCollage. To solve this time problem, they thought it might be a good idea to implement the book snap activities in elective courses rather than general mandatory courses. The second challenge deals with the inconvenient operation of PicCollage. For example, one teacher pointed out that students reported that it's much more inconvenient to underline due to insufficient spacing and thick strokes. To solve the technical problem, one teacher suggested we can consider using Instagram since it is something students are familiar with. However, another teacher commented, every app has its limitation. Apps can complement each other. This part is not perfect, but if we don't use this tool, we will also miss a lot of fun when returning to textbooks. This means the teacher still recognize the use of PicCollage in text annotation. The third challenge involves students who may be unaccustomed to active exploration of multimodal text. As one teacher observed, visualization doesn't require a standard answer. Students might not be used to it in the beginning due to a lack of confidence in their ability. Therefore, I ended up spending more time than I expected taking care of students' feelings such as confusion and uncertainties. Another teacher also echoed, I worry that some students might not feel comfortable about learning through iPad. Also, they might feel that this way of learning might not assist in their English learning. Discussion and conclusion. This research found that the teachers were able to apply various semiotic resources to the teaching of close reading, particularly highlighting ideational information, textual structure, and the interpersonal relationship between the author and readers. This study confirms that a number of challenges might discourage the teachers from implementing multimodal pedagogy. It was found that their students seem to prefer receiving knowledge from teachers and textbooks. In this case, students would probably be unaccustomed to active exploration of multimodal text in class. In the end, the present study has provided new insights into how and why language teachers utilize semiotic resources to enhance the teaching of close reading, as well as how they tackle the challenges in implementing multimodal pedagogy. That's it for my presentation. Thank you for your listening.